Hello everybody, my name is Pandursz and welcome to my Let's Play. We are on episode 5. It's crazy. Welcome. We have had a whole bunch of new subscribers, so welcome to my Let's Play. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Today we are going to get busy, which means we're going to get hungry, which means we're going to have to take some of our food back. I didn't really AFK here too long just because I really wanted to get started on today's episode, so I got my food. I got my wits, and let's figure out what we're going to be doing today. So I was sitting out here in front of my house, enjoying my morning coffee, looking at my beautiful farm field, when I had an amazing idea. Something so cool that I can build right here in my own front yard. Something that is going to be built next episode. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trick you guys, but there's something really cool that I want to build there. But before I can actually start building it, I'm going to need some resources. Now, to get those resources, I can definitely go caving, which I like to do off camera just so that, doesn't the field look so cool from here? And oof, I can't wait to show you guys what I want to build. But yeah, I can definitely get all the resources I need from caving, or we can build something that's going to help us get those resources a lot quicker. And I think this field, once we clear it out a bit, is going to be perfect for that build. Now, here's the thing. What we're going to build now is actually a prerequisite to what we're going to actually build to get us the resources. What do I mean by that? I don't know. Let's find out as soon as I build it, and I'll explain it a little bit. So, you know what? It's super early in the episode, but I think it's time. I think you guys have deserved it. Let's go right into the super cool time lapses. Let's go! Welcome back. Did you guys enjoy that time lapse? I know it wasn't the longest one, but it was still kind of cool, right? Maybe? Well, if you didn't enjoy it, don't worry, because there's actually a lot more coming in this episode. But for those of you who don't know what this is, what did we just build here? Well, this is the functional aspect of our infinite village breeder. So what that means is we're going to have to bring in that villager that we found in the very first episode, and I already preloaded a rail here, but we're going to bring in a farmer villager. He will tend to the carrots, and as he tends to the carrots and he gets all filled, he will bring those carrots to 2 more villagers right in here, and these 2 villagers will be responsible for the baby making. They will drop their little baby into that little spot, and there's a little holding cell there right now. Now, again, that's going to be super temporary because we are going to be needing a lot of villagers in the world. Look, we have a village, but no villagers. We need to populate this. So we're going to take the first step of that right now. So, like I said, we found some villagers. 3 exact villagers is exactly what we need to get this to start running. And I've gotten them in their carts ready to go. So let's send him off to his new profession spot. Let's see if we can keep track with him. Huh. He goes down the hill. Perfect. Is he going to go up? Yep. And Perfect. Okay, so he's going to break. Did he break one of the blocks? That's okay if he did. And I don't want to lose him here, so let's get ready to... Okay, it's going to be me who breaks the block. No, no, back in there, back in there. No, no. How do I... Go in there, go in there, go in there, go in there. Yep, yep. Oh, okay. Slight overreaction by me, but that is perfectly... Okay, we got him in there. Now let's send the next ones down. And there you have it. 2 villagers ready to make some babies and 1 villager ready to work. So ready to work, we got to put him to work. So let's just put our composter down here. As soon as it's time, there we go. He's got his hat. I thought that was going to take longer. But what I do want to do is, first things first, let's make sure that all of these spots are fully cultivated. I want to make a trade with him. 22 carrots, perfect. Now, if I make this trade, he is locked in. He will forever be a farmer. He knows his job. He knows his profession. Now, let's see if we can get out of here. And basically, like I said, what's going to happen is the babies are going to fall down into this area, which is perfectly fine. We're just going to let them sit down here for a while. We'll need the babies not immediately, but once they come, they'll be down here and ready to go. So in the meantime, what are we going to do? Well, you know me, and you know how I feel about ugly messes. And to me, this is a bit of an ugly mess. It's a bit of an eyesore. That's right. It's time for another super cool time lapse. Let's get to it. If I am being honest, I definitely like this side a lot better than I like this side. See, on this side I have the full planks here, or the full wood blocks here. As well, I haven't put the stairs yet, but over here I have the upside down stairs and even the trapdoors on top. And I like it. I mean, it definitely looks a little bit busy, but with a simpler roof, I think that it might work out. We'll have to see once I actually put it up. I don't want to do a huge roof like I did there, but it might have to be a spruce roof with some bricks just to kind of match it together with the house. But I didn't want it to be identical. That's why I wanted to kind of throw in some variety here. And I'm thinking somehow maybe I'll make the front look a little bit like a schoolhouse, just because, you know, we're teaching the young ones. We're making the young generation, or the older generation, a little bit smarter with their farming necessities. So I'm gonna hop right back into it. Oh boy, I have no idea what I am doing with this roof. I don't know if you noticed in the time lapse, but I completely tore down one design and flipped it over, and it's just, I don't know. I don't quite know. So instead of seeing a whole bunch of time lapses of me putting a roof up and tearing it down, why don't I just skip until when the roof is done? And if the roof is done, that means the rest of the building is done. So just hang tight, you guys. I'll figure this out. And voila, there it is, guys. Doesn't it look actually pretty cool? I don't know if it actually looks like a school like I wanted to at the beginning, but it does the job. It is a house for our infinite village breeder. Now let's go take a look. So one thing I want to let you guys know is that I definitely continued the design all the way around to the back, even though I'm very rarely going to be looking at the house from the back, but just for completionist's sake, who knows, maybe we adventure out there a little bit more. But I like the foliage out front just to give it a little bit more something, because this area is starting to look a little bit plain. But the roof is, again, like I said last time, that is my worry sometimes when I'm building, because when you saw, and like I mentioned, I built it one way, I tore it down, I flipped it around, I tore that down again, and then I came up with this, which was I extended this inside beam. Let's look all the way around. I extended this inside beam all the way through, so that's one layer, and then instead of having a very large roof, which is what I knew I didn't want, I chopped it off and made it line up with there, and gave it the extra trim with the dark oak, and made it a little bit more interesting by having two different color variations with the ceiling there, and extending the wall all the way up there. So I don't know, maybe it's a little too busy, maybe it looks a little bit too checkerboardy, maybe I need less of the oak. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you guys like it? I think I like it. I'm pretty happy with it. You guys let me know. What do you think about it? But inside, we have it all working and functioning. We also have a couple of babies already, which have turned to adults, which is fantastic. And I don't have this part finished just because I'm very rarely actually going to come in here. It'll only be when I need to actually ship one of these guys out. And what I might end up doing is just creating some kind of redstone I press the button and then he'll come up, or maybe we'll automatically have these guys sitting out here ready to be taken somewhere, and it's almost like they're tending to the garden. I don't know. That'll be something for a little bit later to expand upon. But see, like I said, I continued the pattern all the way. Oh, I'm missing a couple gates there, but that's okay. I'll come back for that. But yeah, so it's all done, which means now we can get to the main project of today's episode. This, like I said, was just a prerequisite, which means it's about to get busy. It's definitely going to get a little more busy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pandursz, what are you doing in an empty room? I thought you said we were going to get busy. I thought you said we were going to make something else. Well, this is just kind of the preparation area. So I'm going to be doing a lot of tinkering here, so it's going to be really quick updates instead of building with you guys, but I'll explain as I go, just because it's not something I've made a whole bunch of times, but it's definitely something that I want to make in this world because we're gonna be putting it to use. So the first thing is I made a 7x7 room. Then I created a little collection area, and then I made a little killing corner. Then I added a water flow that will push into that killing corner. I then added some slabs around the edge. And then I built a little bit up and outside of that little cave. Then I created a really quick etho clock that's set for 20 seconds. Then I covered all of that redstone, super easy, super quick. Then made the next layer a frame for what's to come. Added some nice, pretty glass as well. Added a nice cozy half slab roof right there, right over the little cubby hole. Added another layer of glass and placed some sticky pistons with some blocks. Go down, blocks. Go down. Do it on cue. Go. Blocks. On cue. I also added some beds for a living area, some workstations for some work area, and some lighting to scare the monsters away. Then I gave that a nice little cozy roof as well. Next, I added a water stream right beside our cozy little contraption. And lastly, what I did was I forced the spawn rates, hopefully, to be within this little water stream. If you haven't guessed yet, we're actually making an iron farm. We have to go get the villagers we just made, and we're going to populate them in here. We're just going to let them pick their workstations by themselves, and then they will be using the beds, and then we'll also have to get a zombie in here. The reason why I put a whole bunch of half slabs and flattened out is that iron golems will spawn in a 16 by 6 by 16 space. So 16 blocks out each way, and then 6 up and down, or at least I guess 3 up and down. So I made sure that if there's any space that was at least 3 high and 3 down, it was either filled or half slabbed. I probably did more than I needed to. The main reason I wanted to do this farm in the mountain was that I didn't want something just floating. So I just put it in the mountain here, and I figured what would be really cool is if later, if we put like a really tall like banister or something, not a banister, but something that's like holding the mountain from like falling over. I think that'd be really cool to hide that farm. But for now, let's ship some of those villagers into their new workstations. And with the zombie in there, it is done. In theory, it works, and it kind of does, because there's already an iron golem right there, but he didn't spawn where he was supposed to, which is right there. But that's okay. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out some more space to make sure that they spawn in the right spot. But I'm going to call it at the end of the episode here. And before we end it, I just want to say thank you so much. Again, we've had so many subscribers. I love you guys all. To end off the episode today, we're just going to do a little bit of a cinematic tour of everything we built today. So goodbye from me. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.